Good morning. Gary DeWaal here, and this is Bridging the Week for April 21st to 25th, and today is April 28th, 2014. There were no earth-shattering regulatory developments this past week in financial services, just more Flash Boys fallout. However, a few items are worthy of attention. Before I address these few matters, however, let me disclose one personal matter. After more than 1 year under the umbrella of Gary DeWaal and Associates, Bridging the Week this week begins a new life as a weekly publication of Katten Muchin Rosenman LLP. Why? Because I joined Katten as a special counsel in their New York office as of today, where I look forward to servicing my existing clients as well as new clients. My periodic breaking news updates will also be continued by Katten, now to be called Between Bridges. Katten has a press release on its website regarding my joining, but I just wanted to say thanks here to all my existing clients, readers of my blogs, and friends for their support of Gary DeWaal and Associates these past 16 months. Now, back to the developments you really came online to learn about. In another legal action that appears principally motivated by the publication of Michael Lewis' Flash Boys, A Wall Street Revolt, a few weeks ago, the city of Providence, Rhode Island, named over 40 proprietary trading organizations in a class action lawsuit. The city alleges in its litigation that the defendants manipulated, quote, U.S. securities markets and the trading of equities on those markets, diverting billions of dollars annually from buyers and sellers of securities to themselves, end of quote, from April 18, 2009 through the present. Quite transparently, the lawsuit credits Flash Boys as authority for some of its allegations. This lawsuit was filed in a U.S. federal court in New York City. Just 2 weeks ago, you will recall, that the Chicago Mercantile Exchange and the Chicago Board of Trade were sued by 3 traders who claimed the exchanges improperly revealed price data to high-frequency traders before anyone else. The CME vehemently disputed these allegations. As I indicated last week in response to a release by the Securities Exchange Commission of frequently asked questions regarding risk controls for market access, low-latency trading remains in the glare of the public spotlight, even though a few weeks have now passed since the publication of Michael Lewis' book. Unfortunately, it is unlikely that this attention will abate anytime soon. Again, an appropriate response to all this advanced publicity is for low-latency trading firms with direct market access, whether to securities or futures markets, to double-check that they have robust policy and procedures that at a minimum cover all applicable regulatory requirements and that these procedures are followed. In addition, to the extent industry organizations have published best practices, like a few by the Futures Industry Association, firms should endeavor to ensure their policy and procedures promote these standards. I have a few more detailed suggestions on the article version of Bridging the Week. Check it out. The Board of Governors of the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, or FINRA, ruled last week that Charles Schwab & Co. wrongfully tried to prevent its customers from participating in judicial class action litigations against it when it unilaterally amended an existing customer's agreement in October 2011. This amendment required Schwab's customers to litigate disputes against the firm solely in arbitration on an individual basis. As part of its decision, the board also remanded this matter back to a hearing panel to determine sanctions. However, Schwab preempted this by agreeing to pay $500,000 US to resolve this matter and to notify all its customers that the objectionable amended language to its customer agreement was withdrawn and no longer in effect. Last week, ICE Futures US announced amendments to its pre-execution communication, frequently asked questions, to make clear that it is prohibited for either a potential buyer or seller, after submission of a pre-discussed order for execution, to enter requests for quotes during the mandatory waiting time of the pending trade. The rules regarding pre-executing conversations on all exchanges are tricky and must be followed fully. Check out the article version of this development for more details. The Royal Bank of Scotland was fined 6 million Hong Kong dollars, approximately $774,000 US by today's exchange rates, by the Securities and the Futures Commission of Hong Kong for internal control deficiencies that the regulator claims prevented the firm to avoid a 2011 rogue trading incident involving the trader on its emerging markets rates desk. SFC commenced an investigation into RBS following unauthorized trading and mismarking by Sherlina Tsang Pui Yu that resulted in losses to RBS in excess of 24.4 million Great British pounds. That is approximately 41 million US dollars. In August 2013, Ms. Tsang was convicted of fraud and sentenced to 50 months imprisonment related to this matter. And finally, FINRA's Board of Governors approved an amendment to its supervision rules to require member firms to confirm information submitted on an applicant's registration form. This will apply to first-time as well as transfer applicants. Firms will also be required to implement written procedures in connection with this new requirement. Well, that's it for Bridging the Week this week from its new home at Katten Muchin Rosenman. As always, there is more information regarding each article and more articles on the article version of Bridging the Week. Check it out. Until next week, this is Gary DeWaal. Have a great week. Ciao.